What's up, Dolph fans? Welcome back into another episode of Dolphins HQ right here in the Baptist Health Studios. Our guest today, the astronaut B. Chubb, Bradley Chubb. Thanks for joining us today, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you to start the show here is I feel like nobody ever asked players, like, just how are you doing? You're number 8, week 15. How are you feeling?
Man, feeling good. All things considered, the course of the season, you get a little sore, you get a little tired, but we're blessed to do this, man. And last year I wasn't able to do this, so any chance I get to be out there with my guys, feel the soreness from a game, you know what I mean? I take it all. I don't take none of it for granted. I take it all in and try to appreciate it.
I'm sure a 4-game winning streak certainly helps.
Oh, 100%.
Those
100%.
nicks and bruises heal up a little bit there,
A
right?
lot faster, for sure.
What's been one of the keys of that for you guys, turning things around here, get on a hot streak?
Camaraderie, I would say. Just guys buying into each other, not just the scheme. Like, yeah, the scheme's a thing, but buying into the guy next to you, understanding him on a personal level, trying to be the best version of ourselves for each other. And I feel like, just that's been keeping us going. Everybody is playing for somebody, and it's been fun to see. Sometimes
whether I'm outside the meeting room or outside the locker room, I hear the player name chants, the Bradley Chubb, clap, clap. How did that originate?
Man, honestly, it originated by us just playing around, man, trying to get some energy into the meeting room. And we did it in the meeting room, and then somebody made a play. I forgot who was the first one to make the play. And we did it on the sideline, and it's just been carrying on ever since, man. And it's like I said, it's just everybody buying in together, man. We want to make a play because we want to hear our name chanted on the sideline from all the guys. So.
It inspires everybody to do better. So the main reason we have Bradley Chubb on today is that you are our Walter Payton Club winner this year for 2025. And I just want to start off by asking you, what that means to you, because this is one of the greatest honors any player can receive in football. Have you had some time to reflect upon that?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. Not only to me, but, my family as well. We put a lot into the Chubb Foundation, trying to, ever since 2017, trying to get it up and running, man. And my brother was the person on the forefront, doing everything while I was still in college, and he was in the NFL. And so we don't do it for recognition, but when you get recognized for your efforts, it's always a blessing, man. And it just propels us to do even more. The spotlight is on us now, and we want to make sure we continue to change lives as much as we can.
Let's talk more about the Chubb Foundation, because I had that in my notes here, and you, your brother, and your mom all part of it, and just the best type of family business you can imagine, right? But you mentioned 2017. You're in college. There's not a lot of amateurs out there thinking about, it's mostly about how can I get to that next level. You're already planning for, how can I make an impact in my community at the next level. Tell us about how that came to be so young in your career.
Yeah, it honestly started with my family, man. My mom and dad, as we were kids, they just planted the seeds of, serving others and to me and my brother. And, every Sunday after church, we would go feed the homeless. And then my mom, she runs with this group called Back on My Feet, who, services people battling addiction, just runs with them throughout the city of Atlanta, helping them get back on their feet and back to normal life. And, just seeing how my parents served, it just instilled that into me and my brother, and we wanted to do the same things. And he had the platform first, being in the NFL first, so he got the ball rolling. And we both knew we wanted to do that with our name and with our legacy and keep it carrying on. So he got the ball rolling, like I said, and when I came in, it's just all full steam ahead.
Yeah, your resume here of programming, it's impressive, and it obviously shows why you are the Walter Payton Man of the Year for the Miami Dolphins this year. The Chubb Club Tour, moving the needle, name of the game, chess in real life, the backpack giveaway. I'm reading all these things and I'm thinking, do you ever sleep? But in all seriousness, this is a relentless passion for you. Obviously means so much to you. So what's the why? Why is that so important to be so involved and to be so widespread in all the things that you do?
I feel like it's important just to give kids a head start in life, like you said, the different programming we do, like the name of the game, chess, that was the dopest class I've been a part of, seeing how the teacher Bobby would take the game of chess, break it down. So we're just playing with the pawns today, get the pawn to the other side. And this is about how you're moving through life. You got to sacrifice some things to get to where you want to go. And, the kids would be in there trying to take the pawns and stuff. He's like, that's not the game. The game is to get the pawn to the other side. So you can't let other things you want in life distract you. You know what I mean? Just those life lessons within the game. And then, the financial literacy, being able to learn how to control your money before you even have money. These kids they're not getting paychecks or anything, but when they do start getting in the workforce, it's going to be important for them to, take care of that, build that generational wealth. And, it's just one of those things that's just going to give kids a head start in life and understand that the world is their oyster. They can do whatever they want with it.
I love it, man, because sports and games, it's the best metaphor for life, right? You can learn so much through sports and games. I'm sure you kind of had that feeling coming up as a kid, being a star athlete when you were younger.
For sure. And honestly, I feel like football for me has been the best life lesson. You learn adversity, you learn teamwork, you learn accountability, all those things. And that was my sport, but we're trying to give these kids another outlet to see these same qualities of a person.
We talked about your mom and your brother a little bit earlier. That video we put on social media of you reading letters is one of my favorite pieces of content we've done here with the Miami Dolphins. And your mom, man, she's got some bars.
Yeah, she has some bars for sure.
So I have the line right here. Astronauts don't go to space to pump themselves up. They go to bring something back that could change the world. Like, I'm a pretty good writer, Bradley. I couldn't write that. Like, tell us about that a little bit.
Nah, she's been doing the thing, man. My mom has been somebody in the educational field who has been on my tail since I was a kid. You know what I mean? And when I'm writing papers, no, you can make that better. You could do that. You could do that a lot better. I'm up till 12 a.m. trying to write these papers back in elementary school, middle school, and stuff like that. And she always puts us to be great. So I wasn't surprised when I was reading her bars in the paper for sure.
It's so cool, man, to learn about all your involvement in all these programs. And just tip of the cap to you, man, and congrats on this honor once again. I'll close with this because it reminds me of your teammate last year, Alec Ingold, who was a couple-time nominee here with the Miami Dolphins. You guys have a lot in common that way. I have to imagine you guys have had a few chats about service and how can a team approach to community impact, like how can that be something that you can get behind? Oh yeah, for sure. Talk to Alec a lot of times about just the things he does in the community. He's always very supportive of the foundation. I'm supportive of his as well, and we all have our own different resources. So if we all gather our minds together and go out there into the community, and I might be doing a certain program, and Alec might not be doing, but he has the resources for another program. We could join those forces and and be the best team in the NFL at that, off the field. And it's not just me and him that do the things. It's, guys like Zach Sealer, who's with the Safe Haven Foundation. He's outdoor focused, but, sometimes kids want to go outdoors. Sometimes the kids I have want to do different opportunities like that. So it's for sure things we could expand our horizons and all work together for sure for the greater good. Has that gotten you out there to do any of the outdoor stuff? Not yet. I keep telling them I'm going out there, but it never worked out. But I'm for sure going to do it this offseason with them. Some Gladesman activity right out there with the alligators and stuff. Yeah, I'm scared, but yeah, I'll make it happen. I'm getting all that. Bradley Chubb, your 2025 Miami Dolphins Walter Payton Man of the Year Club winner. Appreciate your time today, man. Yep, thank you, brother. So I know our Unsung Hero segment is meant to highlight guys who don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but for this week, we're going to forget all that. We're going to go to a guy who toted the rock 24 times for his first career 100-yard day. This week's Unsung Hero, presented by Microsoft Copilot, is running back Jalen Wright. Devon Achane left the game in the second quarter, giving Jalen an opportunity, and boy did he run with it. Literally, he gashed the Jets with a punishing running style that culminated in a 9-play drive featuring 8 Dolphins runs, 6 of which were given to Wright, who produced 51 yards on that drive alone, salting away the Jets in the process. Wright is a shining example of the tenets that make up the 2025 Miami Dolphins. Continuous fight and development, grinding behind the scenes, waiting for the opportunity, and when he got his, Jalen made the very most of it. That's why he, Jalen Wright, is this week's Unsung Hero. The Pro Bowl is right around the corner, and I like to take some time to stand on top of my proverbial soapbox here and make a case for a few Miami Dolphins, like Aaron Brewer, Jordan Brooks, Devon Achane, and Jake Bailey. They all deserve to go to Santa Clara. In Achane's case, I think the proof is in the numbers. He is a broken record waiting to happen with frequent end zone visits, explosive plays. He's a bell cow back. All the superlatives you want to heap on Achane, he deserves it. He's the engine of the offense with chops for the receiving game. His 1,126 rushing yards are third in the NFL. He's top 10 in touchdowns. If Achane's on the field, your offense is probably going to move the football. On the other side, Anthony Weaver said it best. Jordan Brooks is one of the top linebackers in this league. He's on track for a historical season in terms of tackles, on pace to have a top 10 tackle season of all time. He's the unquestioned leader of this football team. He can make 57 of the 60 reps on a game day that he plays, and he'll spend the rest of the week correcting the 3 plays that he didn't make. Consummate professional and the glue to the Miami Dolphins defense. Back on the offense, and another captain, and the man that helps Achane find all those creases for explosive plays, Aaron Brewer. He hits 2 or 3 blocks a game that no human on earth can really execute besides himself. Mike McDaniel talked about the offensive staff creating plays with the skill set of Brewer in mind. How many centers do you think can say that in this league? Not many. He's a warrior. He plays every snap, hasn't missed a snap in 2 years as a Miami Dolphin. He's helped connect a rookie left guard and first-time Dolphin starter right guard alongside him in Savai Inaya and Cole Strange. Like Brooks, Brewer is a tide that lifts all boats. He brings guys along with him. And when the offense is not moving the ball, Jake Bailey is there to boom it to the other side of the field and flip the field position. He leads the NFL in net yards per punt at 45.7 and has been a pivotal part of the Dolphins special teams unit that's third in the NFL in EPA per play on special teams. So open up a new tab and get your votes in at NFL.com/Pro Bowl before voting ends on December 15th. To wrap up this week's show, we're bringing you a new segment where I jump into the past weekend's NFL action and highlight a couple of plays I saw. This week, we're going to look at our next opponent on Monday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and more specifically, Aaron Rodgers and his top target, DK Metcalf. Let's go ahead and go to the tape right here against the Baltimore Ravens. A huge win for the Steelers to take over first place in the AFC North. And this is going to be a deep shot from Rodgers to Metcalf up top, but I want to show you just the entire complexity of this play. The play design, some maybe dummy calls here from Aaron Rodgers as he drops this thing in the bucket 50 yards down the field to Metcalf. You're going to see DK's fired up. You're going to see Aaron Rodgers kind of do like a walk-off trot after the throw. They were feeling themselves after this pass. So what you're going to get here is a layers concept, a flood concept, with crossing routes coming back over the field. And actually, let's go back to the beginning of the tape here and roll it from this angle because you can see it better. The routes from this part of the field right here. So you're going to get some conflict here with crossing routes, a vertical, and this little fake swing route right here as Rodgers fakes a toss to the running back on this play. Gets a possible layer concept to get some action against this middle part of the Ravens defense. Anytime you get this flow down this way away from the play and routes going the opposite direction, you typically have a good chance to hit, but it's pretty well covered there by Kyle Hamilton and underneath with these two Ravens defenders. So Rodgers just takes the deep shot. I want to show you this end zone copy right here because he's going to make like a little dummy call right here. I'm not sure what he's pointing out right here to his center, Zach Frazier. He comes to the line of scrimmage, and that's usually a mic point call. Like that's my mic backer right there. That's how we're going to adjust the protection scheme, but I don't know if he was doing that. I almost feel like he was making a fake check to kind of sell the screen action because he wants to fake the ball to the outside and then throw the vertical to Metcalf up top. We're going to show you him take this kind of short abbreviated drop right here and chuck this thing 50 yards from really not much of a like strong hitch up and throw down the field yet. Because he still has Aaron Rodgers' arm talent, even at his age, he can still throw that thing all over the field. He puts this thing right on the money from a pretty stationary standpoint, 50 yards down the field, right in the bucket. That is as good as it gets. Cool play design, cool opportunity to get your top playmaker down the field on a vertical route. This next one here, same exact thing. We're going to try DK Metcalf on another vertical route, and this is almost like Rodgers just being arrogantly confident in his arm, and he's earned the right to be that with his career so far because this single high safety is going to rotate here to the boundary, the short side of the field, 2 routes by 3 right here for the Steelers offense, and he's not really giving any indication that he's going to roll to the field side right here. He actually opens the hips early and shows his intentions to get width here to the boundary, but Rodgers just does not care. He knows he can fit that shot in there. Malachi Starks gets over there pretty good. Like, that's about as good as you can cover it. Maybe one step late on that particular ball, but he winds up putting this ball right in the bucket once again. Again, look at the footwork there from Aaron Rodgers. There's no real platform to hitch up off of. Just an incredible flick of the wrist, arm strength, ball in the bucket over the top. Their vertical game, the Steelers' vertical game prowess kind of gave them a win in this contest against the Ravens. The Dolphins' defense is really good and connected in their zone coverages. Rodgers is the kind of quarterback that can threaten that kind of stuff. It's a fun matchup in primetime Monday Night Football. 2 good teams. I can't wait. That will do it here for this episode of Dolphins HQ from the Baptist Health Studios. Don't forget to check out the Drive Time podcast hosted by yours truly, available 5 days per week wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to the Dolphins YouTube channel for new episodes of Mic'd Up, Coach McDaniel breakdowns, and media availabilities. We'll see you next week to get ready for the Cincinnati Bengals at Hard Rock Stadium against Joe Burrow and that high-powered Bengals offense. Enjoy an exciting week in the NFL, and we'll see you soon.